Yes, may I help you? $10 cents.
Couldn't do it. I just couldn't.
Okay.
That was dumb. I can do it. I want to try again.
That's okay, too.
I did it. It's just like you said. I stuttered and I went, would you please? And sure enough, just like you said.
What happened?
I did.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What did you do?
Just like what happened to you, Cindy. I stuttered, and she says, well, why don't you just think about what you want to say before you speak?
Yeah.
Okay, what do you think? David, quick, come on.
Well, I'm never going to laugh at a stutter again, I can tell you that.
Of course not, but what else? And listen, the first person that says stutterers are going to start laughing at David gets it zapped, right? All right, who's got an idea? Come on, Wally.
Hey, like maybe that's the way writers get ideas about their people. I mean, you know, really find out what it's like for someone else.
Right, but is that all we're really talking about here? Come on, apply it. Think out.
Well, I think this is something that isn't just for books. I mean, if we really tried to sense what other people are thinking and feeling, then there's nothing that wouldn't be affected.
Everybody hear that?
Yeah.
All right, instant replay. Again, Joyce.
Well, most of the time we think we understand what people are feeling, but we really don't. We don't even try.
Most of the time, we don't even try. All right, Eddie, let's go back to the hangar. Now let's tear apart what Joyce just said. Who's got an idea? Come on.
Another day. JT Drum, your drumming DJ here, and it's station HST beaming its brightness at all you Truman students and faculty. Here's a warning.
How long did it take you to develop once you got started? I don't know why. Well, I'm about to give up hope. Here I am, 17, and still built like a jockey. No, you aren't either. Oh, good morning, Mr. Tanner.
Morning, lady.
Mr. Lucas Tanner. And congratulations to his baseball team for the 9-1 job they did on Kurt.
Good morning, Mr. Tanner.
Morning.
Could you sign this absence
Yeah,
for
you
me?
got a pen, huh?
And speaking of fall baseball, the big man wants to talk to you. Here's our
my pen.
super left fielder.
Hey, congratulations on that victory.
Thank you. Carol, lower. lower, right? Thank you.
Not so close, man. Cool it.
Morning, Sue.
Good morning, Mr. Tanner.
Can you wedge me in to see Margaret before class?
She's on the phone right now, but as soon as she's through, you can see her.
Thanks.
Support your choir the way you sport supports. I mean sports. Buy tickets to the choir concert.
Ooh, terrific play. Way to play, kid. Way to play.
You want to run that part about dedication again?
Oh, I don't know why I let JT talk me into these things.
And now to the wild sounds of homeroom rhythm.
Sue, here's that requisition that you wanted.
It looks fine, Mr. Willerman. Would you initial it, please?
Hi, Mr. Tanner.
JT?
Did you just hear that plug I gave you?
Yeah, you're making me into a celebrity, for goodness sake.
Tanner, I still haven't received that 4 weeks report yet.
I left it in your mailbox yesterday afternoon. Here it is.
Well, next time, please give it to me in person.
You bet.
Come in, Lucas. Good morning, Craig.
Good morning.
I've got an idea.
Another idea.
Some of my students have complained about the curriculum, right? So why not give them a chance to plan it on their own?
Good thinking. Could you send me in yesterday's absentee list? I'm listening, really, I am.
Like for a week. Now, there's a week between semesters that would work out just fine. Anything they want, let them plan it. They pick the teachers. All we have to do is provide the space and maybe a few traffic cops.
Oh, thank you, dear. But what kind of courses?
Well, who cares? Anything they want. I mean, you know, if they want bagel baking, that's fine. But let's see what they come up with. Maybe we'll even learn something.
Oh, perish the thought. All right, you got it. You've also got the job of organizing the whole thing.
Thank you.
Hey, wait a minute. How have you been getting along with Craig?
Well, it could be better, but fine.
I'm sorry about the whole Craig thing. A new job's rough enough without having a department chairman who resents you. Just remember, it's me he hates. Or at least that I'm in this job and he isn't.
I understand.
Don't underestimate him, Tanner.
Okay. Thank you. Oh. Even thinking about wearing it. Yes, but the essayist has exactly the same basic problem as the speaker, or the singer, or the cartoonist, or anybody else who is trying to communicate. What's his first task? All right. You know, all of you at the back of the room are too far away from me. You are too far away from the center of action, and I think there's got to be a better way. All right. Norma, everybody from Norma forward, turn your chairs around and face me. Everybody. From here forward. You're laughing. Shift yours a little this way, too, JT. Come on, everybody. Shift them in here. Just toward me, toward me. Oh, yes. Now, doesn't that just make everybody feel like you're closer and part of the gang? Doesn't it? That's what I thought. All right, first problem, communication. I want 4 volunteers.
What do we have to do?
You're number 1, on your feet. That's no, JT, you're up all the time. Wally! Come on, up here. Come up here, Wally. Terry, come on up. And Clay, get up here, center fielder. Come on your feet, on your feet. Get extra laps. All right, let's say that each of them wants to communicate, really communicate, with all of you in the room. What's their first problem?
Getting our attention.
Right. But sometimes that's very hard to do because they have to compete with all kinds of sounds and all kinds of sights. Wally, start doing the alphabet.
A, B, C, D, E, F.
I think so.
Terry, start counting. Come on, keep going.
T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z.
5,
A,
6,
C,
7,
8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20,
Clay,
21, 22,
recite Jack and Jill until I tell you to stop.
Jack and Jill went up the hill. Each failed what?
Q, R, S, A, B, C, D, E, F, G.
All right, now you all looked at Wally. Why? No, hold the answer for me. Keep going.
Jack and Jill broke
All right, now you're looking at Terry. Why? Go tell me. All right, Clay, your job is to get the attention of the class. Do it.
H-I-J-K-L, middle P. A, B, C, D, E, F, G.
have Jack fell down and broke his crown.
All right, everybody hold it. Now, everybody turned and looked at Mr. Williman when he came in, but he wasn't moving, he wasn't talking. Why'd you look?
Well, it's because he wasn't moving or talking and the others were.
What do you call that?
Contrast?
Contrast, exactly.
Well, I'd say surprise, too.
Surprise, the unexpected. That's exactly right. Now, just hold those thoughts for a minute. You came in right in the middle of the second act.
May I see you for a few minutes, please?
Sure. All right, rap amongst yourselves. That's enough play. Get there.
I need your signature on these forms. They have to be in this morning.
Sure.
Do you have any comment at all about what's going on in there?
We're having class.
Well, according to the lesson plan schedule, you're supposed to be teaching the introduction to the essay.
Well, what do you know? We're on time. And on schedule. What we're trying to do is show them the difference between contrast with the...
The fire all around!
You expect them to be learning anything with that going on?
And the fire came down like cosmic rays from the sun, don't you understand? That's what destroyed the bus!
Clay.
That's what destroyed the bus!
Clay, knock it off and get back to your... Great. David, get the nurse.
Clay.
Lucas.
Hi.
How is he?
He's in surgery. They're doing an exploratory.
Well, are his parents here?
No, they're not. They're in Miami on vacation, and they're flying back. I hope they'll be here pretty soon. Oh, Dr. Lorborg, this is Mrs. Blumenthal, the principal at Truman.
How do you do?
How is he?
Well, the surgeons have located a massive blood clot under the outer layer of the brain.
What can they do?
Remove it. Try.
What causes something like this?
Well, in this case, apparently a blow to the left temple.
Did he complain of a headache or anything this morning?
No, it could have happened days ago. Maybe even weeks. Excuse me, I'll let you know how the surgery progresses.
Thank you, Doctor. I know when it might have happened.
Here you go. Stand up double. You're a big hitter. Next hitter.
What do you expect? You guys are born with natural athletic ability. Something about the arches in your feet? Want to see me tap dance, man? All right, let's get that meatball over, Coach.
Hey, you forget something, Clay?
Okay, sports fans, you're going to see Truman's first 500 hitter.
What'd you hit last year?
235, but, well, I matured since then, Coach.
That's a comfort. Stand up, Clay.
But I like this crouch. It helps my power.
It also puts your head right in the strike zone, too. Stand up, Clay.
Just trying to psych the pitcher out, Coach.
Good luck.
See what you mean.
Wait a minute, you all right?
Yeah, sure, I'm okay.
Nurse's office, go.
Oh, come on, it only bounced off my helmet, Coach.
And you're bounced off the squad till the nurse says go. Go on, get.
Did he go to the nurse's office?
Yeah, he said he did. We ought to be able to find out. Look, I'm going to the airport to pick up Clay's folks. Could you check?
Sure, but there's no special urgency.
Yes, there is. Especially with an accident this serious.
My point is, it was an accident, even if that's what caused it.
Yeah, but there are going to be questions. Just my background in pro ball guarantees that.
I'm sure Clay will tell us everything we need to know.
Blessed be the God and Father of our Lord Jesus Christ, which according to his abundant mercy hath begotten us again unto a lively hope by the resurrection of Jesus Christ from the dead, to an inheritance incorruptible and undefiled, and that fadeth not away, reserved in heaven for you who are kept by the power of God through faith, unto salvation, ready to be revealed in the last time. I would not have you to be ignorant, brethren, concerning them which are asleep, that ye sorrow not, even as others which have no.
You all right?
For if we believe that Jesus died and rose again.
It was a dumb thing to do.
Don't worry about it.
When I was laughing, I was making fun of Clay.
I know that.
It's just that I felt so dumb that all of a sudden I was laughing. This is the first time I've ever been a pallbearer. This is the first time I've ever known anybody who was dead.
Hey, morning, Glenda. Come on in.
Good morning, Lucas.
Well, how are you today?
Well, we had steak last night. Grandmother said I could bring the bones over to O'Casey.
Oh, that's very nice of you. Why don't you just come on in and give them to him yourself? Hey, Casey. Come on, buddy. Big bag of bones. Oh, Casey, come in here, buddy. You're going to have a breakfast worth getting up for. Yeah, come on. Look at those bones. Look at those bones. Oh, he's going to love those, Glenda. You betcha. That is really nice of you.
Yeah, you don't get steak like that anymore.
Boy, you sure don't. Bones look pretty good. Well, how are things, Glendon?
Oh, not so good.
What's the trouble?
I don't have any friends here.
Was your father still working in Pakistan?
My mom wrote and said the way the hospital's coming along, they might be home in about 5 months.
Oh, it's not so long, is it?
I guess not. Hey, did I tell you about this guy in my class named Felix?
Felix, no, I don't think so.
He's a real big guy. When he sits on you, you can't even move.
Does he sit on you?
Sometimes.
Well, what about him?
Nothing. I guess I better go get ready for school. Bye, Lucas.
Goodbye, Glennon.
Hey, Lucas?
Yeah.
Is this your son?
Yeah, it is. Hey, Glennon. Hey, do you like going to the top of the arch?
I've never been. My grandmother doesn't like to drive.
Uh-huh. Well, why don't we find a free Saturday and maybe take it in?
Hey, I really like that.
You would?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do it. Hey, listen, you have a good day, all right?
Lucas?
Yeah?
Felix said the boy who died. He said you killed him.
Oh.
And I told him you wouldn't hurt anybody, and then he hit me. It didn't hurt, though. He'd better not say that again.
Here's a special announcement. Out of respect for the memory of Clay Winterberry, there will be no announcements today.
Because if Robert Louis Stevenson had believed that, he surely would not have entitled the essay Fulvis et Umbra. Now, of course, I have just described the basic framework of ideas. You must remember that these points are not enforced abstractly, but with a colorful, vivid imagination and emotion. That extends the essay beyond the mere statement of intelligent concept. Very well. That's all. Class is dismissed.
You think it's really possible to die of boredom?
Hey, I just found out.
Excuse me.
Well, how are you feeling?
I'm all right. Why?
I just assume it's been somewhat of an ordeal for you. But then no two consciences are alike, I guess.
No two consciences. What does that mean?
I mean, after all, you were a big league pitcher.
Yeah, for 1 month.
Now, don't patronize me. I remember you playing. I saw you beat the Cubs 3-2 on 6 hits.
Well, then you saw exactly 1/5 of my major league career. I still don't understand what you're saying.
Let's drop it.
Morning, Joy.
What?
What was that all about?
As I said, if it doesn't matter to you.
If what doesn't matter to me? That a boy's dead?
I was just trying to be sympathetic.
No, I don't think you were.
A baseball is a deadly weapon. And a professional ball player throwing at 17-year-old boys, well, if you can pass that off.
Pass what off? One of my students is dead. I'm living with the possibility that I killed him. What do you want?
It doesn't matter what I want. It's what's best for the students. Now, I mean, if Margaret Blumenthal wants to impress people by hiring a big league jock to coach baseball, that is fine. But when he calls himself an English teacher, and I am told that I have a new staff member...
Oh, come on. What kind of bull is that? I've got the credentials for this job, and you know it.
And so do 50 other people with experience who'd love to be in this system. People who would teach a high school classroom, not a kindergarten like I saw in there the other day. Buster, you are not a college professor who can do anything he wants and call it education. You are a teacher, a high school teacher, and that means going by the book.
Where do the students fit in?
If you really cared about your students, you'd think about what you're going to put them through.
What?
Tanner, don't you know that the matter of your responsibility in that boy's death is going to be investigated?
Know about it? I asked for it. Don't you think I want to know the truth about this more than anybody?
And you tell me how that's supposed to help your students learn, knowing that the school board just might kick their teacher out of here. No, Buster, if you want to help your students, I think you better go to the next profession you want to dabble in. Resign, now.
No chance, Buster.
All right. But you get one thing straight. Your job is to do exactly as you're told, and by the book.
My job is to teach. And I intend to be the best teacher I can be, if that means that you and I are going to...
Tanner, I have a couple questions to ask you about the assignment. I heard your voice in here. I'll see you after my next class, maybe.
No, it's okay, Wally. Yes, that's a valid idea, but of course, Pulvis et Umbra is a completely different kind of piece. I assume you've all read it? Joyce, what did you think of it? Cindy?
I liked it, sort of. I mean, the way he said science can't explain everything. I guess he was talking about the soul.
Mr. Tanner?
Yes, David.
You know something? This really doesn't have anything to do with the essay, I guess, but... I hope I don't have a soul.
All right. David says that he hopes he doesn't have a soul. Why do you say that, David?
I was just thinking about Clay. I mean, if he is in another world now, you know, or heaven or whatever, that means he's going to be there forever. That scares me to death.
Mr. Tanner.
Wally?
When I think of Clay, I feel guilty.
Why do you feel guilty, Wally?
I guess because I'm glad it's him and not me. I know that sounds awful.
No, it doesn't sound awful. It sounds perfectly normal.
I think the worst part of death is that nobody ever talks about it.
You're right. A lot of people are afraid to talk about death. But do you know that almost every major writer in history has written about it?
Is that really true?
You bet it's true. How many of you would like to talk about it?
I will.
All right, let's talk. Socrates said that death may be the greatest of all human blessings. What do you think he meant by that?
Nice.
Oh, Margaret, can I talk to you for a minute?
Not a chance. I'm not going back in there.
Wait, you don't have to go back in there. We'll worry your husband. I'll buy you a drink.
My husband schedules a committee meeting through dinner, as he did tonight. He knows better than to worry about me.
Oh, good. Then I'll buy you dinner. We'll give him something really not to worry about.
Now, listen.
Excuse me, sir. May we borrow your sugar, please? Thank you. And I talked to every boy on the team. They all said the same thing. You weren't throwing that hard. Of course, they might have just been telling me what they think I wanted to hear.
How do you remember it?
Same way. I still don't see how the pitch could have done that much damage. Clay wasn't even stunned. Of course, if I tell the board that, it's going to sound like a cop-out.
Go on.
And of course, I have to be aware that what seemed like a slow pitch to me could still have done that damage. I'm sure that's going to be on the board's mind. Why'd you hire me? Why did you hire me?
Well, there were a few obvious reasons. I mean, like your experience on the magazine and baseball.
And are those the reasons?
Look, when you came out for your interview, remember when we sat and talked for 4 hours? That night I told my husband, Steve, this guy is going to rock some boats, break a few china cups, and ruffle a lot of feathers.
And you still decided to hire me?
They're going to be the right boats, the right feathers, and the right cups.
Hey, Big Luke!
Hey, Joe!
Hey, the big guy. That's it. Come on. I remember when you were a jockey. You know that? Yeah, good to see you.
Still wearing the same sport coat.
Yeah, 2 autograph balls and you can get one.
Oh, Joe Garagiola, Margaret Blumenthal.
Hi, Margaret. Nice to see you.
Hello. I'm pleased to meet you. I'm a fan.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you.
Hey, sit
One
down,
of the
Joe.
very few, I'll tell you that. Oh, the wheels are going, kid.
Are they?
I can feel them.
Listen, excuse me. I really have to be going.
Nothing personal. You don't like Italians, that's it, right?
If they're as cute as you are, I love them.
Ah, you're beautiful.
No, I've got a husband I want to beat home.
Well, I can unwind these legs out of here. I'll show you to your
Oh,
car.
look, you silly. Stay where you are.
Margaret, thank you for coming.
Listen, I enjoyed it.
I get your coat.
Oh, thanks. So nice to have met you.
Nice to meet you, Margaret.
My husband will get a big kick out of it.
I hope so.
Lucas, what I told Steve about the right feathers, I still believe it.
Thank you.
But to be a teacher?
Hey, what brings you to town? What, are you visiting family?
Well, I gotta go up in the hilly old neighborhood, you know. I gotta check that out once in a while. Tell me now. Tell me about your gorgeous wife.
Ellie and Chip are dead, Joe. They were coming down to join me for vacation in San Juan last May, and their taxi hit a truck on the way in from the airport.
Lucas, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry, but... I mean, why didn't I hear about it?
Oh, come on. You're on the go all the time? Shoot, you're traveling all the time. I see you on television every time I turn on the set.
Man, that's rugged. That's rugged. I'm really sorry, man.
Thank you.
Well, how'd you wind up here?
Well, Ellie and I met here. You know, when I came up with the ball club, she was teaching high school in Webster Grove, so we bought a house here, and I just kept it over the years.
Yeah, but this new job.
You know, after the accident, the whole magazine thing, it just wasn't it anymore. Just, you know, with the locker rooms and traveling and one stadium to another, you know what that's like.
Yeah.
And I just had to do something that counted for more, that's all.
And how's it working out for you?
Fantastic. These kids, Joe, are incredible. It's what I want to do with my life.
Hey, I really believe you, man.
Hey, hi, Mr. Tanner.
Morning.
Hey, you need a ride to school?
No, thanks. I need this.
You do it every day?
Yeah, every day I get up with enough willpower.
Hey, how do you get home at night?
Special shoes. They go in either direction.
He in class. So long.
I'll see ya.
Hey, think he's telling the truth?
What do you mean?
I hear they don't pay teachers enough. You think he can afford a car?
Come on, man. He's got a car.
You sure?
Sure, I've seen him drive it.
I'm glad to hear that. Makes me feel a whole lot better.
Great, fantastic. Hey, Cindy, how you doing?
I mean, my whole life isn't going to depend on what boys think of me or not, right? I mean, that's what the whole fight for women's rights is all about, isn't it? Mm-hmm. I mean, women don't measure themselves by that anymore. Whether or not they have a date for a particular dance. Hey, you want me to get you a date? Hey, would you? Sure. I mean, I am chairman of the social committee. I really should be there. I'll ask Mike if he can get you a date. I mean, normally I would say I don't care, because who does care? But I really wish I could convince my mother what happens to lunch meat after 4 hours in my locker.
And now, new news. The social committee says if you haven't bought tickets to the dance, you can get them at the IMC desk for a tiny, tiny $1.50. And at the door Saturday night, they'll cost you 50 cents.
Did you hear what that dork just said? Come on.
And Mr. McGlynn says anybody in jazz ensemble forgets to bring their music to rehearsal today, he's going to wind up playing the kazoo. Now, TA News. Last from the club to present a reading of McGlynn in the audience.
Not bad for an old man.
50 cents more, you dope. It's $2 at the door.
Crying out loud, don't lose your cool. Okay. The member of the social committee just dropped by. I've been asked to tell you the tickets to the door Saturday night will be 50 cents more, not just 50 cents. 2 rocks. Sorry about that social committee. And this is station HST signing off. Have a happy day.
Bye-bye.
I'd like to see her do this job once in a while without making a mistake. Hi, Mr. Tanner.
JT?
Oh, Mr. Tanner, I heard that you're going to be in charge of that new interim course committee, huh?
Hey, JT, what are you? Our local CIA around here?
Oh, come on, Mr. Tanner. I'd be glad to be chairman.
Well, JT, I thought we'd form the committee and then have them elect a chairman.
Uh-huh. Okay.
JT.
Oh, yes, sir.
Do you mind if I ask you about...
Morning, Mr. Tanner. Oh, hi, David.
David.
Oh, I was just practicing in the makeup room. How do you like it?
Oh, it's very impressive, but you better take it off. It's almost time for class.
Oh, I'm going to wear it to class today.
Close but wrong. Correct statement is you are not going to wear it to class today.
Oh, Mr. Tanner, they let guys with real mustaches come to class. Can I help it if my beard comes in scraggly?
No, you can't, JT, but then I don't intend to have a class just sit and stare at you all hour. Off.
Mr. Tanner, may I ask you something?
Sure.
Is there any friction between you and me, you know?
None that I've been aware of, JT.
Well, the reason I was asking is because, you know, I always seem to rub people the wrong way.
Well, do you think maybe you just try a little too hard, JT?
What, do you think so?
That's a thought.
You see, people act like I'm a freak sometimes.
Well, do you think maybe your appearance has something to do with that?
Wait a minute. I mean, if I'm going to maintain my individuality, I have to dress the way I want, right?
Yeah, that makes sense, but then isn't it a cop-out to complain because people think you're different? I mean, personally, I think you got a lot going for you, JT. People are going to notice you without all that neon, you know?
So?
But, as you say, you've got a right to your individuality.
My mom finally told me to take him out. But the priest... I'm sorry, Mr. Tanner. Okay, I'm ready. The priest said no, let him stay, because he liked dogs. But, well, I took him out anyway. And believe me, it was just in time.
Okay, that's David's story. Comments? Terry?
Well, I don't know. It started good in the beginning, but... No offense or anything, David. It really fell flat at the end.
Maybe it's just one of those stories you had to be there. Either that, or maybe you just better learn how to tell stories. Now, seriously, Terry, why do you say it fell flat at the end?
Well, I guess I was expecting something to happen, and it just didn't.
Well, I bet David's mother was glad it didn't happen. Terry, what you... Terry, maybe the problem is that you were expecting the unexpected.
Yeah, I guess I was.
Dummy.
He is so ridiculous.
Hey, wait a minute, David. Listen, if you're going to be creative, you got to start to learn to take criticism, right?
Yeah.
All right, we got time for one more. Joyce, true experience that you think is humorous. Come on, let's hear yours, huh?
My great-uncle Harold saved a string. When I was a child, I used to love to go to his house because he would take me by the hand up a long, dark staircase and show me the enormous gray-white ball which stood in the corner of his attic. I would run my hands over the surface. It was rough, yet soft. And I would try to imagine where all those thousands of pieces of string came from. When I was 13, Uncle Harold died. And I went with my mother to help sort his things. Up in the attic off to one side, where I'd never seen it before, I found a box. I opened it, and inside were thousands of very short pieces of string. And on the side, Uncle Harold had written, "Pieces too short to save."
That's a beautiful story, Joyce. Just lovely. See, what she did was combine in a true experience the humor and the pathos. That's just lovely. Joyce? All right, for Monday, the Benchley piece in 1 by 30. Hang it up.
Hey, Big Luke.
Hi, Dunk. Joyce? I get the feeling you didn't think my unit on humor was a major triumph.
Cut it, gang.
Hey, man, this dude knows when to quit.
Hey, can I ask you something?
Sure.
Where did you find that last note?
Thanks for the use of the hall. The band is super.
Okay, gang, let's take it from the top.
Developing new skills?
No, I'm trying to recapture some old ones. I told Dunk I worked my way through college playing tenor.
Sounds like fun. You make me sorry I gave up my viola da gamba.
You do seem like the string type, you know that?
I wanted to find out what happened to the Howell girl.
Joyce? I don't know. Why?
Apparently after she got home, she was completely hysterical. Her mother phoned me, steaming.
Mad? Why?
Well, since Joyce is perfect, someone here had to be to blame.
Well, I like Joyce.
So do I. She's almost the person her parents think she is.
What about her parents?
Rich. He's an attorney. She's a board member.
Of what?
Name it. Church, charity, civic organizations. If she got the 7-day flu, this town would collapse.
I'll give her a call.
Use my phone if you want.
Okay. Mrs. Howell?
Yes?
This is Lucas Tanner, Joyce's English teacher.
Oh, yes.
I was just calling to see how Joyce is.
Well, she's all right now, thank you. But I'd appreciate your telling me exactly what was wrong with her.
I really don't know, Miss Howell. She just burst into tears.
Mr. Tanner, Joyce does not just burst into tears without any reason.
Well, did you talk to her about it?
Yes, I talked to her about it. And she was unable to give me an answer that made any sense.
Well, has something happened at home lately that...
Mr. Tanner, we're quite able to take care of matters at home. I wish you would be as alert to what happens to your students there at school. Thank you for calling.
Yeah? Is Mr. Tanner here?
Yeah, who are you?
Joyce Howell.
Oh, nice to meet you. I'm Glendon.
Hi.
Come on in.
How do you do?
Oh, that's okay, Casey. Come on. Hey, Lucas! There's a lady named Joyce here to see ya.
Coming!
Come on, Casey. Okay? Come on.
Well, good morning.
Hi. Did I catch you about a time?
Oh, no, not at all. Hey, Glenn, I'd like to talk to Joyce for a minute. Would you excuse us, please?
I'll wait for you in the car.
Okay. Come here, okay, Steve.
I'm sorry, I'm spoiling something.
Oh, come on, you're not spoiling anything. We got plenty of time. Glennon and I are going to take in the arch, and then I promised I'd show him the stadium.
Well, then I'll get out of here so you can go.
No, there's no rush, really, Joy.
Well, no, I'm sure there is to him. Besides, I've been tense recently, and it's been hard for me to concentrate.
Well, is there anything you want to talk about?
Thanks, but...
Hey, how's your day laid out? Come on, Casey. Come on, buddy.
What?
Come with us.
Oh, no, thanks.
Listen, why not? We could use a native guide.
Well, I've only been to the Arch once, and that was 5 years ago.
Well, then it's about time you went again. Call your folks.
Well, they've gone to Kansas City, and they won't be back till really late.
Then that's perfect. You're with us. Come on, we're going to have a great time. Please. I want you to come.
All right.
Come on, Glenn.
Oh, we're going to pick you up.
And now, lady and gentlemen, you're about to set eyes on one of the legendary battlegrounds of athletic history. Well, there it is, Glendon.
Hey, by the way, do you know where there's a drinking fountain?
Yeah, it's, we just passed it, right back there.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you see that? Oh, really? I really know how to impress a kid.
Oh. You know, this is really presumptuous of me, Mr. Tanner.
Why is it presumptuous?
Well, because I hardly know you. I mean, you're my teacher,
Right.
but you're really a stranger, you know?
You better watch out. You're liable to get me talking about myself.
I'd like that.
Hey, Lucas?
Yeah.
Will all these seats filled when you pitch?
Well, sometimes, no thanks to me.
Hey, should we go out on the field?
Why not?
All right. Hey, Joyce, you hold this for me.
Okay, sure.
Thanks. Hey, Lucas?
Yeah.
Did your son like to come here?
He wasn't born yet, Glendon.
Lucas' son got killed in an accident.
Oh.
Come on.
Were you here 1 year?
No, just 1 month. Cars brought me up at the end of the season from Jacksonville. I thought I had the baseball world by the throat.
What happened?
Elbow trouble. Very sudden, very short. Doc said, that's it.
Oh, you must have been crushed.
Oh, yeah, I was. But then I promised myself that baseball wasn't going to be my whole life. Last thing I wanted to be was one of those middle-aged men yakking about the glory years. So that's why I went to grad school in the off-season. I figured after baseball I'd teach with my wife. Come on, Glendon.
Hey, Lucas, watch me steal home.
Watch me cut you down. Yeah.
Honey, I'm head you are.
Yeah, I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna block the plate.
No, Rita.
Hey, you guys! Get off the field! Go on, get off the field!
Yes, sir.
Let's get out of here, Glendon.
Come on. Come on. Come on.
A sports writer friend of mine knew about my background and set up a meeting with the editor of Sports Week. I was with him almost 10 years. Would you look at that?
How are we gonna get to the top?
Well, we're going in this elevator kind of gondola thing. They're really tiny, and they're fantastic. Look at that.
Oh.
Is that too much?
Oh, yes. I can just see myself falling out.
You're not gonna fall off. Thank you.
That must have been exciting being a sports writer.
Oh, yeah, I enjoyed it, but it was awful rough on Ellie. Crunch.
Hey, this is fun. Can I look out the window?
Sure.
All right.
All right.
Why was it rough on your wife?
Well, we lived in New York, but I had to travel all the time covering sports events.
Oh. Hey, how fast are we going?
We're going 4 miles an hour. It takes 4 minutes to get to the top. You know how tall this arch is?
No, how tall?
630 feet.
Oh, my goodness.
Huh?
Oh, my goodness.
Come on, Glendon.
Whoa, what was that?
Look at our shadow. Look at the shadow of the arch. There's the courthouse.
Yeah?
Can you see your house from here?
Hey, where's my house?
Too far away, isn't it? There's the stadium.
Hey, there's a stadium where we were. I can see the drinking fountain.
You got it?
Yeah? Wow, wait till the kids in school hear about this. Well, I guess everyone at that dumb school has been there a bunch of times.
Don't you like school?
Well, there's this kid named Felix. He's gonna cream me on Monday.
Well, listen, are you the only one he picks on?
Nah, he picks on everybody.
He does. He picks on everybody, huh?
Mm-hmm.
You know, it just doesn't seem right somehow that one guy can scare 20 guys, even if he is big.
Bye, Joyce. Thanks, Lucas. I really had a good time.
Okay, bye, Glendon. Thanks for letting me come.
You're welcome.
See you later.
Wait a minute. One more picture.
Wait a second.
Okay. Oh, shoot. I'm really glad I came, Mr. Tanner.
Me too.
I mean, I've gone the whole day without thinking about some things I don't want to think about. I never realized I could be such a relief to just not think about something.
Joyce?
Yes, sir.
I don't quite know how to say this without sounding like I'm butting in, but I get the impression something serious is bothering you. If I'm wrong, just laugh. If I'm right, if you ever need anyone to talk to, I meant what I said. Joyce,
Hello, Mr. Tanner. I have to see you, please.
come on in. Hey, can I get you a cup of coffee?
No, thanks.
Brand new machine. I got it fixed already.
You must think I'm out of my mind just turning up on your doorstep like this uninvited.
You were invited.
But I won't stay long.
Hey, do your folks know where you are?
Well, my parents aren't back from Kansas City yet. They may even stop at a motel if Daddy gets tired driving.
What's happened?
I went for a drive down the interstate. And I was just driving along. And all of a sudden I realized I was about to swerve the car right into the bridge.
What do you mean you were about to?
I was going to do it. I was really going to do it. I wanted to. I mean, I hadn't planned it or anything. All of a sudden, I realized that's what I wanted.
And?
I pulled over on his shoulder and just sat there.
Well, doesn't that maybe show you that you didn't really want to do it?
No. Oh, I wanted to, I swear I did. But I couldn't because I realized that if I died, then there would have never been any way for you to find the truth about Clay. And that would be too unfair.
What about Clay?
I went out with Clay a couple of times last fall. Not to any school things, just the two of us. And I never dated too much. So I was sort of surprised when he asked me. But we really got along great. His uncle has a cottage at a lake down near Rolla. And Clay asked me to go there with him for the weekend. Does that shock you?
No.
When we got there, I was unpacking the groceries, and I noticed that one of the lights of the sink was out. And Clay got up on the counter to put a new bulb in. And he slipped. And he fell. And he hit his head. He was out for a couple of minutes. And when he came to, he wouldn't let me call a doctor. I mean, he swore that he was okay. I wanted to tell you all this before, Mr. Tanner. I know what you must have gone through thinking you might have caused it.
Well, don't worry about that now.
But I just couldn't. I guess you'd have to know my parents to understand why. Oh, this would just kill my mother.
Oh, I doubt that. Parents can surprise you sometimes.
Oh, I mean it. I have to ask you not to tell anyone. I just wanted you to know. It's just not for me. I mean, I don't even want to live, but I can't do that to her.
Let's talk about your wanting to live.
I mean it, Mr. Tanner. I loved him so much. And now I can't do anything without thinking about him. Now we're never going to be together again. Ever. I'm never going to hear him laugh or feel him touch me.
I just don't want that.
Joyce. Wait a minute. It's all right. All right. To get you some first aid. There's nothing to be sorry about. Hey, how about a cold soda?
No, thanks.
Good, we don't have any. Here, drink this. I know what you're feeling, Joyce.
You know, I've thought about that ever since this afternoon. About how strong you are just to keep on going like you do. I really envy you, Mr. Tanner, but I'm just not that strong.
May I tell you about Ellie? And that's our son, Chip. She was the warmest person I've ever known. And he was just like her. He had the same smile, same enthusiasm, same gentleness. And when I got the word that they'd both been killed, I didn't even feel any panic at first, because I knew it was only a nightmare to pass. It had to be a nightmare. My mind just wouldn't conceive of them being dead. And when it finally registered, I thought my life had to be over too. I loved them that much. I missed them that much. I still do. I really do know what you're feeling, Joyce. And after I'd lived with the pain for a while, I started to see things differently. Because it just wasn't fair to them to remember them only in terms of the agony I felt when they died. Because we had so much more than that. We had such joy. Our whole life together was a joy.
You must think it's absurd for me to be talking about love compared to that.
No, I don't.
Clay and I were together for such a very short time.
Well, would you rather not have known him at all?
No.
You wouldn't be in such pain right now.
But it was one of the most important things in my whole life.
Well, shouldn't you be grateful for that? I mean, I know it's impossible maybe to believe right now, but this kind of pain does ease up. You'll never forget him, but eventually it won't hurt this much. I know, Joyce.
Well, I think I'm ready to go home now.
I'll drive you.
No, that's okay. I'll be all right.
No, I'd rather. Pick your car up tomorrow.
Well, the car's here, so I guess my parents are home.
I guess. You want me to explain about the hour?
Nah, that's okay. Thanks a lot, Mr. Tanner.
You're welcome. Get some sleep.
Okay.
Joyce?
Daddy,
Where have you been?
I didn't know you'd be home so soon.
Joyce, don't you know we've been frantic about you?
Oh, well, I was at Mr. Tanner's house. Mother? Mom? Daddy, this is Mr. Tanner.
How do you do? It's nice meeting you both.
Hello.
I'm sorry it's so late.
Was there some kind of a meeting or a group at your house tonight?
No, just the two of us.
I went there because I needed somebody to talk to, Mom.
Well, frankly, I don't appreciate your keeping this child out to this hour alone in your house, Mr. Tanner.
Well, I can understand why you'd feel that way, but Joyce didn't think you'd be home so soon, and she needed someone.
And that made it very convenient for you, didn't it?
Daddy.
Joyce, go in the house, please, Joyce.
Daddy,
Come on, go inside.
Do as your father says.
Look, there's no need for any of this.
Was Mrs. Tanner at home this evening?
Mother, please, you don't understand.
There is no Mrs. Tanner.
Oh, do you really think it was proper for you to keep this girl at your house until after 2
Joyce
a.m.?
told you she needed someone to talk to. Didn't you hear that?
Well, that was so important that it couldn't wait until we got back home, Joyce.
Just some things, Daddy.
Joyce, let's go in the house.
Now, let me tell you something.
No, let me tell you, because if you're so seriously concerned about me seducing your daughter, relax, because it didn't happen.
What I'm concerned about is having a man like you in our school system.
Look,
That's what I'm concerned
your
about.
daughter came to me for help, man. She told you that, and I'm telling you that.
You're supposed to help her during school hours, not at 2 o'clock in the morning alone in your house. Now, regardless of what happened or didn't happen, that's totally irresponsible. There's no other word for it.
I am not going to stand out here and shout at you in the middle of the night. If you want to talk about it tomorrow, you just give me a call.
Oh, we're going to talk, all right. Don't worry about that. You bought yourself a whole barrel full of trouble, Tanner.
Margaret? Problem.
Why should today be different?
Something happened Saturday night.
Tim Howell called me.
Uh-huh.
Can you tell me why the girl came to your house?
No, I can't.
Well, all we can hope for is that they'll cool off and it'll die down after a while.
That's not what I want at all.
What do you want, Lucas?
I want to face them. I want to hear them out. I want to have my say. It has to be done, Margaret, for Joyce's sake as well as mine.
Any question of moral conduct on the part of a teacher goes to a faculty committee, which refers it to a school board.
All right, then let's take it to the faculty committee.
Lucas, in the first place, Craig Williman is chairman of the committee. Now, I have to assume he'll be fair, but besides that, this is the most explosive thing a teacher can touch. You must know that. Your teaching career could be over like that. I don't care how innocent you are. I'll call a meeting.
Hey, Lucas! Hey, O'Casey, watch that stuff. Come on. Come on, O'Casey. Come on, O'Casey. Heel. Come on, O'Casey. Heel.
Well, hello, boy. How the heck are you?
Okay, O'Casey was Sparky. You said I could play with him whenever I wanted to, didn't you?
You bet.
I thought about something you said. And today in school, Felix was about to cream Kevin's lap. And I walked up to him and said, maybe I couldn't lick him by myself. But if he didn't leave Kevin alone, Kevin and I together would flatten him.
Weren't you scared?
Oh, sure, but guess what?
What?
When I turned around, Donnie and Charles Hughes and some other guys were all patting me on the back. You know, I really think those guys like me. Bye, Lucas.
Goodbye, Glennon.
Hey, Lucas?
Yeah.
I hope you don't ever move away from here.
Hey, come on, try to be a little cool, come on.
Hey, hi, Mr. McGlynn.
Hi, Mr. McGlynn. How you doing? Hi, gang. Hey, don't you guys know you can go home? Well, we're just talking. Just hanging around.
Come on, you guys. Worrying about nothing. You're not gonna let the best teacher in the whole school go?
Has anything happened in your 3 years here to make you believe that?
Sure. This is Blumenthal.
Yeah, if what I hear is true, though, Mrs. Blumenthal may not have a thing to say about it.
Well,
Well, it seems to me that what is at stake here is a basic code of conduct for our teachers in this system.
I agree, absolutely.
So do I. Personally, I think that after the death of the Winterberry boy...
Just a minute, Mrs. Howell. That matter is under investigation, and I must insist that has nothing to do with what's being discussed here today.
I think what Mrs. Howell is trying to say is that it indicates a questionable sense of responsibility, such as Saturday night.
Yes, we may never know exactly what happened, but nonetheless, I think...
Mother, do you want to believe terrible things? I've told you what happened.
Joyce, look, you haven't been behaving like yourself for several weeks. Don't you think your father and I have noticed that? Don't you think we've wondered what's been wrong?
Listen, Joyce, honey. We know that under normal circumstances, you'd come to us with any kind of problem. And we understand how that would be next to impossible in the case of something like this. Naturally, you'd be panicked and ashamed. But I want you to remember that nobody's blaming you.
It would help if you would tell us why you went there, Joyce. I mean, after all, it was a very unusual thing to do. Do you have anything further to say?
I just can't.
Mr. Tanner, do you have anything to say about this?
Joyce and I have both told you that there was no misconduct on either of our parts. Now, you'll either believe that or not, regardless of what I say now. But maybe that's not the issue here. I think what's really being said is that a teacher is not to be respected as a professional person. Now, if Joyce had gone to a doctor or a clergyman with her problem, I don't think any of these questions would have been raised, but she didn't. She happened to come to a teacher for help. In the short time that I've been at Truman, I've come to realize just how much I want to be a teacher. But what's being implied here is that a teacher is just a giver of facts, a trainer of skills, nothing more than that. Well, I believe he has to be more than that. I believe he has to care about his students as people, not just as printout stations in a computer. I believe he has to respond to the needs of those people and try to help in the best way that his judgment allows. That's not his right, it's his duty. That's the only kind of teacher I can be. It's the only kind of teacher I have any interest in being. That's why I acted as I did with Joyce. It's also the same way I'll try to act with every student I ever have. Now, if you tell me I'm wrong, then my dismissal won't be necessary, because it'll mean that I can't be a teacher, much as I want to be one. And I'll offer my resignation, both from the school and the profession. That's all I have to say.
Mr. Tanner, do you have nothing more to say about the specifics of this matter, about your unusual meeting with Joyce?
No, that's all I have to say.
No, Mr. Tanner. No.
Joyce, don't say anything. You don't have to, please.
But I do. I really do. And they'll love me knowing, or they'll stop loving me. But I have to tell them.
Hey, how about me? Huh?
Mom.
Hey, what's happening? I mean, anybody hear anything? Huh? There's a parents right there. Well, I'm gonna find out. Hi, Mr. Williams.
GT.
What, are you just gonna go in there and ask him if he's fired? Think I'm stupid? I mean, I'll be cool. I'll ask him something about, the interim program. If he answers me like he's still involved, then obviously everything's okay.
JT, you big brain.
Just leave it to me, okay? Oh, hi, Mr. Tanner.
JT?
Yeah.
Hey, you look different.
Oh, yeah, I feel like an ominous face in the crowd, but that may not be too bad. I can still keep my individuality in other ways. Mr. Tanner, listen, we...
Yeah?
Mr. Tanner, we hope everything worked out all right in there. We all do.
Thank you. You know, we really should get shaken with that interim course thing.
Hey, out of sight! Hey, out of sight! Hey, listen, what do you think about a course on how to make cheese in your bathtub, huh? Huh?
That's probably about the dumbest thing I ever heard.
That's ridiculous.
But then nobody said you had to come up with courses that weren't dumb.